Welcome back to Gamer Reviews. Today I will review Sims 4. Before we begin, if you would like to see more content like this, please subscribe, leave a like, and tell me what I can do to improve my videos. Anyways, let's get into the video. I will first start off with the story. There is a storyline to this game, surprisingly, but you actually get to create your own story. I will talk about the story that I created for my character, and I'll also tell you about the storyline of the second character in this game. So my character starts off as a government agent, and throughout the game I was able to get promoted a couple of times, and now I am a full government agent and I make $57 an hour. My character also has an aspiration to live a comfortable life with a lot of money. I also have a relationship with somebody in this game, and her aspirations are to become a world famous actress. I haven't been able to play with this character for very long because in this game we just met. So if there's any story to this game, it's your own story, and you get to manufacture it yourself, which is very unique for a video game. The story can get very confusing, especially if you have more than one sim. Sometimes you can get confused with which character is which, and which one is doing what, but it can get overwhelming sometimes. I will now talk about the sound. The sound is pretty average in this game. It's not the best I've ever heard, and it's not the worst I've ever heard. I wouldn't really say there is any music in this game, and the only way to get access to music is to have a stereo system in your house, or to have headphones or earphones. Surprisingly enough, they do have music from the real world in this game, even though they altered the lyrics to sound like a sim singing, which is kind of funny in a way. I like the added fact that you get to choose which music you get to play, and you can go to the pause menu so you can disable certain songs. I will say that the sound is very well balanced, and nothing is too loud or too quiet. I kind of feel like that the sound is very boring in this game, and that there's nothing really to say about how good the sound is or how bad it is. It's just sound. I will now talk about the graphics. If you're looking for great graphics, this isn't the game for that. Like, I'm not saying that the graphics are terrible, but they're not cutting edge either. As I have said before, I found that the graphics are average in this game. I guess I'll just point out the little details that do add to this game though. If your sim is playing a game or watching TV, or playing on a computer, it does show content on that screen, which I find really cool. I also like the fact that if you're playing chess or something, it'll show the actual individual pieces being moved. It's these little details that do add a lot to the game. So like graphics visually, it's average, but the little details do make the graphics seem better. Now onto the controls. I was very surprised with how easy the controls are in this game. I was able to use my mouse for every single thing but typing, and this is just so great for accessibility, and that basically means that anyone can play this game. The controls at first are very confusing, but once you get used to it, it's like a piece of cake. I do have to mention that the controls in building mode are garbage. I've made so many mistakes in building mode that it really actually was getting quite frustrating. Like, you would try and build a fence, but then it would say you can't build the fence because there has to be a wall. So I build the wall and put a fence, and then it wouldn't go in properly, because it was put in the wrong direction, and it's hard to put it horizontally when you want to put it in a curved manner. The controls for building are just bad. This game is one of those games like Minecraft where you never truly finish the game. I guess the only way you really finish the game is when your character dies. If you have children though, the game can last forever basically. I obviously have not finished this game. I've had about a good 3 to 4 days with this game, and honestly I don't know what it is about this game, but I just can't stop playing it. Games like this usually get very annoying and boring after a little while, but for some reason with its frustrations, it's just really fun to play. There are lots of missions, I guess you can call them. Sometimes these will consist of, like my female character, the actress, wanting to get a new job. Then you go on your phone and you look for new gigs and stuff. Then you go for an audition, and then if you pass the audition, you get to go to the movie studios and complete certain tasks to complete the scene. It's quite interesting how the missions are played, and it's very unique. There are an unlimited amount of missions, honestly, and I can't say if side quests are side quests or missions are missions. They're just tasks. There's also character customization, so when you first get into the game you are given multiple questions and you have to answer them either way you can. After you answer these questions, you are then put into an area where you get to customize your character to how you like. You can change things like your hair color, type of hair you have, change your body type. You can even change different parts of your body manually, and then afterwards you get to choose the type of clothing you have. So this is the part of the review where I tell you what I did and did not like about a video game. I will start off with the positives. I really like this game because it's basically a simulation of life, except it's much better because you get to live out your fantasies. It's especially great for somebody like me who is an introvert, and I get to live my dream life in a video game. I know it sounds sad, but really it's actually a lot of fun. I like the amount of customization in this game. Like, the littlest things can be customized to what your house looks like. You can choose your specific flooring, you can also change the color of your furniture, the type of furniture you have, and it's just crazy how much customization you can do in this game. I will now tell you about some negatives. I really don't like how the characters can sometimes go off and do their own thing. You would think it would be convenient for you, but it really is not. It actually hinders you. Like, your character can do something stupid. Like, they really need the bathroom, so then they drink something and then they go for a swim. Like, why would you do that? It makes no sense. Sometimes I'd even tell my character to go do something, and they would go completely off somewhere else and do something else. It's really annoying that your characters are basically dummies, and you have to control every little thing about them, because if you just let them do their own thing, they will die. I understand this is a life simulator, but you gotta make it so then it's tolerable to control your characters, and not make it seem like you're trying to control a child in a video game. Another thing I didn't like was that sometimes random people would just walk into your house. Like, if this is a life simulator, then that really doesn't make sense, because why would you have random strangers just walking into your house? Then there's no option to tell them to get out or leave. It's either a rude introduction or a friendly introduction. One time I tried to give them a rude introduction, as I thought it would be like me saying get out of my house kind of thing. But then it turned into a bad relationship, and that affected my charisma. It's that does not make sense to me, and it's really annoying because, again, you wouldn't have a random stranger just walking into your household, grab a drink of water, and then have a seat. That makes no sense. I quite honestly never got bored of this game. Like I said before, you always have something to do in this game. Like, your character can get hungry, so you would eat. Then your character would need to go to the bathroom, so you can tell them to go to the bathroom. Then they'd want to play a game. Then go to sleep, then they go to work. It's just the fact that you always have something to do, and if you're getting a little bit bored, you can fast forward through the day. It's like this is an anti-boredom game. You're getting bored, you can do something else, and if that gets boring, do something else. It's just so great. Considering that this game almost never ends, I would play this game a lot after this review is over, and I'll still be playing this game in between the other games. I guess it's just one of those games that there's always something to do. Even if you're rich and you have everything in this game, there are still things to do, and it's just that aspect of this game that makes it even more playable for years on end. The other great aspect of this is you don't need to stay with your characters. You can go into a different world and make your other sim, and just play with that sim if you get bored of your current one. You can be so creative with this, but the replayability is insane. So this is the part of the review where I tell you whether or not you should get this game. If you're interested in simulations and stuff, then this is perfect. You'll never get bored. There is infinite amounts of customization, and you get to build your own home, which is even better. You can live out your dream life in a video game. Sometimes the game can drag on to the point where you're not making a lot of money, and it's just a little bit irritating that you're not making as much as you think you would. Some aspects are a bit too realistic, but at the end of the day, it's a simulation. Yeah, there are other little irritating things like random people entering your house, or your sim doing something stupid when you told them to do something else. Besides all of that, I really like this game, and you should get it too. Thank you all so much for sticking around, and see you next time.